Hey photographers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nate Torres, and in today's video, I'll be reviewing Evoto AI. As portrait photographers, we know the job isn't finished just because we took great portraits of our subject. We still have the editing and retouching portion of the job. Now here's the thing, retouching can take forever, especially if you have lots of portraits you need to edit. Luckily, with the advent of new AI portrait retouching tools, our job as portrait photographers becomes a lot easier. And that leads us to Evoto AI, an AI photo editor looking to speed up our retouching process as portrait photographers. Evoto AI is an AI-powered photo editing app that is designed to make the process of editing photos quicker and easier. This app is targeted mainly towards commercial wedding, portrait, and headshot photographers who often deal with tedious retouching and editing work. While amateurs and beginners can benefit from Evoto AI's editing capabilities, it's more geared towards professional editing. As I'll touch on later in this video, unlike other photo editing apps such as Luminar Neo or Adobe products, Evoto AI really shines when it comes to its portrait retouching capabilities. Now, I've been needing to take a new self-portrait to showcase on some of my pages on my website, so when Evoto AI reached out to me about their editing and retouching capabilities, it was perfect timing. With that being said, I'll be reviewing some of their key features and showcasing them with the self-portraits I took of myself, along with some other client photos I took. Let's look at some of Evoto AI's key features. The first key feature of Evoto AI is their portrait retouching panel. This panel is where you can find all of your portrait retouching essentials. Within the Blemish Removal tool, you can remove freckles and acne, body blemishes, face shine, face forehead wrinkles, eye wrinkles, dark circles, smile lines, neck wrinkles, and double chins. I found these edits and adjustments to be very good and accurate. For example, taking a look at the self-portrait that I took, you can see I have a couple pimples, so I have one here. I have a little acne marks, I have some eye lines, little dark circles, and so if I wanted to remove these and to just get rid of them just a little bit, I could easily do that within these AI tools. So for example, starting off with the freckle and acne, I'll increase that. I found increasing it to around 30 is like perfect, and then you can see here's the before, you can see the acne marks here, the pimples here, and some freckles that I have, and then here's the after. You can see it goes away just like that. Now, if I make some edits to the eye wrinkles, paying attention to some of the wrinkles in the eyes, if I change this to around 30% as well, then you can see here's the before, you can see that they're a lot more harsh, and then here's the after. It kind of just softens it up a little bit. And then paying attention to the dark circles, so I probably didn't get as much sleep as I should have. So I have a little dark circles, so if I wanted to get rid of that, I could easily just bump it up to, we'll just do 30 again. And then here's the before, and then here's the after. You can see it goes away. If I even want to increase it to 50 to really get rid of it, now it's really gone and it looks like I am well rested. So here's the before again, and then I'll zoom in a little. Put this to 50%. So here's the before, and then here's the after and all the changes. Regarding the smile line as well, so taking a look at some of the shadows here, if I wanted to get rid of that, I could easily just bump this up. I'll do this one to 50 as well. And then now the smile line's gone as well. So here's the before and then the after. Regarding neck wrinkles, I don't really have any neck wrinkles, but as you can see, you can adjust that as well. And then double chin, I don't really have one, but adjusting that changes it as well. So here's the before for all the edits that I made to the freckles and acne, the eye wrinkles, and the dark circles. And then here's the after. You can see that it got rid of it and it looks really clean and high quality without looking very artificial. Within the skin retouching tool, you can smoothen the look of the face, similar to if you were to manually dodge and burn. What I liked about this tool is that even at max adjustment, it doesn't make the subject look like a porcelain doll. The subject still retains their facial structure and features. Within this tool, you can also add some complexion and adjust the skin color of your subject. So for example, moving on to the skin retouching section, after we made all our edits to the blemish removal, I'll go ahead and add the dodge and burn feature. So essentially what dodge and burn is it makes some of the dark parts lighter and some of the light parts darker to kind of make the whole face blend in together in terms of lights and darks. So if I just go ahead and increase it all the way, you'll see, like I mentioned, it still looks great. You know, it doesn't make me have that kind of like smoothed out porcelain doll look that maybe you might have seen online when somebody kind of dodges and burns a little too much. And you know, this I could see this being great for really like beauty photography or shooting clients who really want that smooth skin look. For me personally, I want to retain kind of some of the texture on my face. So when I just drop it down to even, let's just say like 40, I think it looks a little better for me. And then here's the before. You can see, like, for example, on my forehead, you can really see like this dark section and over here. And then when I hit the after, you can just see how it blends it all in a little bit better. I might even just do 30. I think that looks really good. So here's the before, then here's the after. You can also add in more complexion and kind of adjust their skin color as well, which is really great. And what I like about this is that, as you can see, you know, I can make myself look a little more like I have a tan, which actually looks pretty good. Looking at the before, I mean, I might need some more vitamin D. And so when I add in this extra tan complexion, I look like I just have more color in my face. But what I like about these is, as you can see, if I make it really dark, it doesn't like give me that skin color. You know, I'm obviously not born at these skin colors, but it adjusts it well to your natural skin color to kind of add that on top of your natural skin color. And then you can also adjust the temperature as well if you want to look even like you have a little bit more of a tan. So looking at the before, you can kind of see now I look a little like pasty, a little white. And then looking at the after, I think it looks a lot better. Let me just even drop this back down to where it was. And then here's the before, and then here is the after. Within the facial reshape tool, you can make shape changes to your subject's face, eyebrows, eyes, nose, and mouth. Personally, I don't really like to make facial or body shape changes to my subject, but when playing around with these adjustments you can make, they're very powerful. For example, if you wanted to taper the face, make your subject's eyebrows thicker, increase their eye shape, make their nose smaller, make their mouth bigger, you could easily make these adjustments in Evoto AI and it would look really clean. So taking a look at some of the facial reshape tools, I'm not going to make any permanent changes, but you can see, for example, like if I wanted to taper my face a little bit, adjust face width, you have a bunch of different options here. You know, you can even shrink the face. That's a little too much. You know, taper the chin, reduce chin length, adjust the subject's hairline. You can also make, for example, like the subject's eyebrows thicker, adjust the distance, the tilt, the height. You can make the eyes bigger, smaller, adjust the height, width, and distance of the eyes. Regarding the nose, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, the length, the nose bridge, the width of it, and the nose tip as well. Regarding the mouth as well, you can make that bigger, you know, adjust the width, adjust the position, enlarge the upper and bottom lip. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options here. As mentioned, you know, I'm not really one to make these changes, but if you wanted to make them, you could see that they're pretty powerful. And some of the other photo editing apps, you know, like for example, if you were to taper the face, it would look very silly. But in this one, it looks pretty clean, pretty natural in terms of everything else it adjusts around it. It's not just the face, it adjusts kind of everything around it as well, if that makes sense. It doesn't just isolate it and make that part small, making it look really unnatural. I think all these changes in this facial reshape are pretty high quality. Within the facial expression tool, you can add a gentle smile to your subject. I was pleasantly surprised with this tool as I haven't seen it on many other photo editing apps that I've used. Just be careful with this tool because if you increase it all the way up or go a bit too far, it becomes a little creepy looking and very unnatural. So here's what I mean by the gentle smile under the facial expression tool. If you see, if I increase it all the way, it adds in a pretty strong artificial smile. If I increase it to around 50%, it looks a little more natural. And I think with this tool, the less you add, the better it looks. So for example, here's the before, here's the after, but I'm already cheesing pretty hard in this image, so I'm not really going to add in a artificial smile. But as you can see, like I mentioned, if you add it in pretty strong, it could get a little creepy, so just be careful with this tool. Within the teeth touch-up tool, you can whiten your subject's teeth or improve the look of their teeth with the pretty teeth feature. I was very surprised with how good the pretty teeth feature added in a new set of teeth on my subject. I was on the fence with this tool because, like I mentioned, I don't really like to add too many changes to a photo that are artificial in terms of like face or body changes. I don't know though, let me know what you guys and girls think. Would you add in a new set of better looking teeth on your subjects? So changing to a different subject, here's a photo of a client I took for one of his portraits. So looking at the teeth touch-up, so if you pay close attention to his teeth, when I turn on pretty teeth, you can see it gives him a whole new set of teeth. Now, I'm pretty impressed with this feature. The teeth it adds in is pretty clean and it looks pretty natural, I'm not gonna lie. So let me know. Here's the before and then here's the after. I think this feature is pretty great. Within the eyes tool, you can increase the brightness of your subject's eyes, remove red veins, and add some artificial shine to your subject's eyes. Similar to all the other adjustments, the adjustments look very good and very high quality. Moving on to the eyes panel, you can increase the brightness, remove red veins, and you can add in some shining eyes. So taking a look at my subject, if I increase the brightness on the eyes, you can see that the eyes have brightened, and then looking at the before and then the after, you can see the brightness that it adds in, and I've also made some other edits as well. So here's the before, and then the after to the eyes. The shining eyes is a pretty cool feature, so similar to like adding in the teeth or changing the shape, you can add in some artificial eye shine to the subject. So some of these look better based on the color of your subject's eyes and just kind of the overall scene. So for example, I think either this set of eyes or this last one looks the best, as you can see. And then kind of just looking at the before and then the after, it just makes the eyes pop a little bit, which is never a bad thing. Within the makeup tool, you can increase the highlight, contour, eye makeup brightness, and lip color of your subject. A cool feature that I also haven't seen in other photo editing apps is that you can add in artificial makeup presets, eyebrows, eyeshadow, eyelashes, contacts, blush, and lipstick. It's crazy to see how well AI has gone at changing the landscape of photo editing and retouching. So now diving into the makeup tool section. So you can increase the highlight of the subject's makeup. You can increase the contour. So taking a look at the before and then after making these two adjustments, you can adjust the eye makeup brightness as well. And you can adjust the lip color adjustment, making it look a little more red or a little more on the nude look. In terms of makeup presets, so you can add actual makeup onto your subject based on some presets. So for example, I think like adding the nude makeup preset here and then adjusting it to be less intense is maybe the best on my subject. You can add in different makeup presets based on how your subject looks. I won't add in any right now. You can add in different eyebrows to your subject as well. And for each of these edits, you can control the amount of how strong it looks. You can add in eyeshadow to your subject as well. Some eyelashes. You can add in some eyelashes to your subject, add in some contacts as well, which is pretty cool. You can add in blush as well. And you can also add in some artificial lipstick onto your subject as well. So kind of taking a look at the before and then the after, you can see it completely changes the look. So based on if you're going for a more natural look or if you're fine with adding in a bunch of edits, this panel regarding makeup is probably something you want to play around with. So once again, here is the before, and then here's the after making all those makeup changes. Within the hair tool, you can reduce hair gaps, adjust cranial top, and adjust your subject's hairline. So in the hair tool section, we can adjust for hair gaps, high cranial top, and hairline. So if I make some adjustments to the hair gaps, increasing that all the way, you can see it increases the amount of hair in between the gaps. So here's the before, and then here's the after. And then if I increase the high cranial top, so it just increases the cranial top, the height of it. And then the hairline, if you want to change the subject's hairline to either increase it or decrease it, you can also do that here as well. Within the full body reshape tool, you can reshape your subject's body. While I don't prefer to make these adjustments in my own photos, these adjustments look very good. For example, my subject was wearing a suit. If I adjusted the photo to make my subject look skinnier, it was able to keep the suit and its shape intact while making my subject's arms and body appear skinnier in the suit. In some photo editing apps, if I wanted to make my subject look skinnier, it would adjust the clothing along with the subject, making it look unnatural. So it was really good how it made these tweaks. So now taking a look at the full body reshape tool, the first option is an AI reshape where you can either adjust and overall make your subject look bigger or make your subject look skinnier. So this is what I was mentioning, how my subject is wearing a suit, and if I wanted to make my subject skinnier, it does a great job of kind of almost making his arms look like he got skinnier as well as his body. Almost like now the suit's kind of too big on him. I've noticed that in some like reshaping tools, if you tried to do this, it would kind of make the suit smaller as well. So it looks pretty good. Like even if I made him bigger, like he put on a lot of muscle, as you can see, it looks like it almost added in like triceps and shoulders, and he really just filled out into the suit. You can also make just specific body adjustments, so making them wider or smaller. And as you can see, if I made him look bigger, it looks pretty natural. It looks like he just put on a lot of muscle. You can adjust the height as well. Here it adjusts the legs, as you can see. You can shrink the head if you wanted to, adjust the neck, adjust the arms, the waist, and the leg length. So pretty good edits when it comes to full body reshaping, I'd say. The second key feature of Evoto AI is their backgrounds adjustment panel. This panel makes it easy to adjust and change the background of your image. Within the headshot backdrop changer, you can add in an artificial backdrop. I found some of these new backdrops to look very clean and natural looking, such as the solid color ones. So for example, going back to my self-portrait, you can see in the headshot backdrop changer in the backgrounds adjustment, you can add in a new backdrop. So for example, they have white here, gray, black, gray. They even have some different fabric ones. Now I think the solid color adjustments look a lot better than the fabric ones, but I'm sure it depends on the lighting in your setting and kind of just the overall photo that you took. But I really like how some of the gradient ones and the solid color ones look. Like I really like these gradients. For example, they have a lot of different colors. They have pink, green, red, purple, a whole bunch of different ones, and they look really clean when you add them in. And I think you can also add in your own custom backdrops as well. And you can also adjust the edge adjustments to make it look cleaner around the edges. You see that my photo doesn't need it, but you have that there if you do need it. Within the sky replacement tool, you can adjust and change the sky in your scene to a new sky. I found this tool very similar and on par with Luminar Neo's sky replacement tool. Based on your subject and the lighting in the scene, some skies work better than others. So it's always good to test out each one and make the fine adjustments with the human and scenery adjustment sliders. So taking a look at the sky replacement tool, you can add in some artificial skies, and they have it broken down by blue skies, bright blue skies, sunset and sunrise skies, and starry nights. So based on the existing scene, some of these skies are going to look better than others. For example, when I just added in some random ones, you can see, for example, like this one, I think looks better than this one. Some of these, for example, just don't fit with the scene. So as you can tell, this scene, the background the sky was overexposed. So I would need a sky that's kind of where there's no clouds. So for example, I think this one looks pretty solid, or even this one. Maybe some of these bright blue skies as well. Like this one looks really good because you want to match the light with kind of the subject as well. So I think this one actually looks probably the best. But as you can see, you can just play around with them, just add in different ones. I really like these sunset and sunrise skies, although I don't think these ones really fit the image here, but I can see some of these looking really good based on the time of day you took your photo. They have starry night ones as well, and these ones really don't go with this photo, but you know, if you're in somewhere of a landscape, I think it will look really good. And then once you add in your artificial sky, you can adjust the opacity and the sky blur as well. And then you can adjust the scenery color to match the sky. So paying attention to like this building and the background, let me bring it to 0. You can see how it blends, how it's not blending in with the sky, but if I increase it all the way, it'll match the color of the sky better. And if I adjust the human color to match the sky, it'll adjust my subject to take on the light of the sky as well to look more natural. So here's the before, and then here's the after with the artificial sky added into place. The third key feature of Evoto AI is their clothes and accessories touch-up panel. This panel makes it easy to touch up and refine the small details of your subject's clothing and accessories. Within the clothing adjustment tool, you can de-wrinkle your subject's clothing. I found the AI does a great job of finding the actual wrinkles. So now in the clothes and accessories touch-up panel, we have the clothing adjustment, and the main function you can do here is de-wrinkle the clothing. So if you take a look at my subject's jacket, he has a lot of wrinkles in there. So if I just increase this all the way, you'll see that it will remove it just like magic. So here is the before with all the wrinkles, and then here is the after. The final key feature of Evoto AI is their ability to save presets and sync them across multiple images. This is where the power of Evoto AI really shines. If you made some retouching adjustments on one photo and you like how it looks, you can just save all your adjustments into a preset, and you can apply that preset to all your images, which is pretty neat and saves you a bunch of time. So let's say I made a bunch of edits to this photo and I'm liking the way it looks, and I want to apply these edits to a bunch of my other photos and kind of just batch retouch them all at once. So as you can see, here's the before on this image, and then here's the after. So in order to do that, I would come down here and hit save preset. I would title it, so I'll just title the preset name like portrait retouch. And then I could add this to a new group. I'll just name it portrait retouch group. Then I'll save that. And then I'll make the preset type a combination. And then I will hit save. And now the preset is saved, which you can access on the left side of the screen. Now with the preset saved, if there was an individual image that I instantly wanted to edit in that similar fashion, I would just go to the image. So I'll just pick this example one here. I would go to the preset and I would just select the preset, and then I'll add the edits to the image. If I wanted to edit a bunch of them at once and batch, sync that look to a bunch of the images, I would use the sync at the bottom. So you just select the original image that you made the edits on, and you would select a bunch of different photos. So I'll just select all of these, and then I'll go ahead and hit sync. And then as you can see, affect sync to 29 images. Give it a little while to load. You can actually see at the bottom, there's a little loading bar that shows when the image is done syncing. So now, for example, looking at some of these images that weren't some of the final shots, you can see, for example, like in this image, it applied the same adjustments and retouches to this photo that it had in the original image, making it very easy to just batch, edit, and retouch your photos at one time. Here's the before, and then here's the after. In terms of pricing, Evoto AI works off a credit-based system. What this means is you're free to use all the editing functions, and you use up 1 credit when you export a photo. But the credits let you edit and export an original image as many times as you like. And unlike some other photo editing apps, their latest functions are free, which is nice, such as color adjustments, retouching, wrinkle removal, background change, and sky change. Some apps you would have to pay for their latest features, acting almost like a freemium product, which I don't really like. I found they have a pretty flexible pricing package starting from 1,200 credits, which would last you for multiple photo shoots. Now here's the deal. If you want to try out Evoto AI for free, if you use my link in the description box down below, you'll receive 30 free credits. So in summary, I was very impressed with Evoto AI's retouching and editing capabilities. A retouching process that could take you hours could take you just minutes with their powerful AI retouching tools. If you photograph portraits or headshots and need to retouch your photos, I highly recommend you give Evoto AI a try. And as mentioned, you'll get 30 free credits if you use my link, so be sure to take advantage of that to try it out, see if you like it. If you found the video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.